Hello, everybody. It's Robert here with big eBay mail day towards my Andre Dawson and Alan Ginter collection and any other stuff that I've ordered. And we're going to do a video for the mail break today. I have an idea of some of the stuff that came in, but I'm not too sure. Yesterday was Labor Day, so didn't get any mail, so a lot of stuff probably showed up and piled up this weekend, so I'm excited about that. Get a lot of stuff. Went a little crazy last week, but had the time and the money, so wanted to check some Alan Ginter and Andre Dawson stuff off my list of my collection. Just to recap again, I collect Andre Dawson, pretty much anything, but I'm a big fan of Alan Ginter, and one of the things that I want to do with Alan Ginter is to basically get one card of every, different cards that they do, like I say, booklet card, dinosaur, bone, Boxloader relics, Boxloader autograph, metal cards, stained glass, just anything and everything, within reason. So anyways, I've also decided, well, heck, if I need to get like a no number mini card, which I already do have some of those, but just for an example, well, then why not get an Andre Dawson one? And I'm like, well, I already got a no number Alan Ginter card, but then it just made me want to get the Andre Dawson one. So kind of trying to run a little rainbow of Andre Dawsons for 1 year as best I can. I really don't consider like the one-on-ones something you would need to pull, just because they're pretty impossible to get. If somebody doesn't want to let one go for, let's say, 2020, then you're just not going to get it. So, I'd go for the mini ANG back, black, gold border, no number, Brooklyn back, maybe a metal. If you're lucky enough, you might find a micro mini out of a mini rip card, the base card, just whatever is based off the base card. And then, of course, try to get everything else as best you can for whatever player that you're trying to get. Anyways, I'm not trying to get one of every card that was, released in any particular year. Just one of each, For example, like National Convention, Collectors Convention, they gave out cards. So, I had none of those. So I actually ordered some of those. And now I'm trying to pick up card from each different convention if I can. And some of the crazier subsets that they had and parallels and whatever. Mostly regular Alan Ginter. Try to pick up different stuff from Alan Ginter X, which isn't hard because they basically just have the Alan Ginter full size card. The regular, they do have a gloss. I think it's called glossy or something like that. It's just a little more shiny or a little darker black. They got the mini framed autographs and the minis and the red and the silver minis, and I've gotten one of all of those. So mostly for Alan Ginter X, I just try to get at least a card from each year. Like last video, opening card day, I ordered a 2022 Ichiro Suzuki, just because I didn't have any 2022 Alan Ginter, because I wasn't able to order any. Well, I don't really order. I usually just get it at the card shop. So I just ordered a mini Ichiro to have something from this year. And that's what I have. So let's go ahead and do this. Just checking to make sure my phone's recording. Yep. Alright, so not too sure what this stuff is. Alright. Okay, this is for my personal collection, and last week was Debbie Gibson's birthday, 80s pop star. Um, Guinness Book of World Records holders as the youngest person to write, produce, and sing a number one hit back in 1988, 87, 88 with Foolish Beat as number one when she was, I believe, 16. She still holds world record, and of course I had a celebrity crush on her back when I was going into high school. And so anyways, it was her birthday last week on the 31st of August, just a couple days ago, and I ordered a CD that I didn't have of hers, kind of in honor of her birthday, and got it within one day. And then I ordered these cards, some of the old 90s superstar cards, and I got the different ones of her that they had for sale, where you click on drop down and order this card, and it was like, oh, if you order 3 you get 3 free. So I ordered a couple doubles of the ones that I liked. Anyway, I just seen her in concert in July up here in Livermore, California, and it wasn't too far of a drive. It's just traffic to get there. It was a Thursday, but I took off the Friday, and I actually it was a great concert. First time I got to see her like on her own doing a full concert. I did see her at the mixtape tour. I'm a heavy metal kind of guy, hard rock, Led Zeppelin dude. Motley Crue, Metallica, Led Zeppelin, Tool. So Led Zeppelin and Tool are my favorite bands. And I'm also a country dude. I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Even though I'm from Chicago and I'm a Cubs fan, but I love country, and spent years and years out dancing, trying to meet girls and country dancing. So I love country and a bit of a cowboy. Like most kids, later elementary, middle school, used to listen to pop. Then I kind of got out of it when I started listening to Led Zeppelin more. My first, when I was a little kid, my first bands that I really liked was Journey, and I was just huge into Journey up through the Frontiers album, and then they broke up, and so like before that, before like when we moved to New Mexico from Illinois, my dad liked country and I liked country, but of course all my brothers and sisters, they only liked rock. So I would always hear that stuff, Kiss and Ted Nugent and Cheap Trick and Aerosmith and all that, Bad Company and everything, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. So I liked that stuff. You just listen to whatever the older people were listening to. But my dad, he really liked country, and so did I. So I fit right in when we moved to New Mexico. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, kind of in middle school, I kind of listened to pop more to a degree, and kind of got out of it, was getting more into hard rock around 87. White Snake and Great White and all that stuff that sounded kind of Led Zeppelin like was coming out. So I was getting really into that kind of stuff, like Tesla and all that. And then Robert Plant was doing his solo stuff, which I loved. So I wasn't listening to pop anymore. And then just one day I'm walking out the door, and I see Debbie Gibson video on, and I believe it was Shake Your Love. And I was just mesmerized, just fell in love immediately. And actually, she's got good music. And so I had a crush on her, and so it took like 36 years to finally get to see her, because she never played Albuquerque when she was really popular, and I never knew of her ever being there. So I would have jumped it to go see her, and of course I couldn't afford to drive and go see her. And when she wasn't popular anymore, it was you'd have to drive some small place or some big place like Vegas or something to see her, and I just didn't have the money at those days. So I finally got to see her. I got to meet her. So I bought a record that was signed. She shook my hand during the show, which I was like happy as, it's just weird when you meet somebody that you've liked for so long, and it just kind of gets you. And So afterwards, I went out back, some other people hanging out by the RV, and here she came out, and she was super sweet, and and I had like a million questions for her, and a little starstruck, and so. But I just tried to whittle it down to a few. Felt kind of stupid because I was little starstruck there, and but she was super sweet, wonderful, still beautiful, and it was a great show. And so, anyways, here's some cards I got. So let's see what we got here. Of course, they use regular tape, which most collectors don't like because it's hard to get through. It's probably going to be a long video, people, but it'll be worth it if you like this kind of stuff. Like, there might be a few non-sports like this that I do, that I should be getting in, but I don't think so today. I think this might be it. Oh my god. How do you get into this thing? So this is wonderful for video, people. Thank you. Sorry if some of my videos, my voice is really kind of monotone. A lot of times it's in the middle of the night that I get to do this stuff. And I don't want to wake up my wife, and I'm not trying to be all loud. And Jab's family like, oh my god, because I already know what I'm getting. But those are great shows, Just really quick, talk about what I like to watch. I do like watching like Mangini, because we're kind of kindred spirits, I would say, in my oddball. Even though he doesn't like to call it that, I'll call it that because that's what everyone knows it as. Or Rick, vintage oddball. I guess he lives just down the street somewhere. I live in Santa Clara, and he lives, I believe, in like Campbell or Saratoga or something, which is just basically suburbs of San Jose. So, but I've never seen him at a card shop or anything. So, hey, Rick, another local guy, and yeah, I got some stuff that you might be interested in seeing that you might not even have from your Giants. Okay, toss this aside. All right, we're already pretty deep into this video, but here we go. Debbie Gibson, looking pretty good there. I believe this is like 1990, 91, something like that. All right, let's see. I got a magnifying glass here. See if you see anything. Take it off screen for a second. Rock Express. Well, anyways, there's this one, number 44. Debbie Gibson, gifted with perfect pitch. The extraordinary, precocious Debbie Gibson has known almost from infancy what career to pursue. She received encouragement and assistance from her parents, even to the extent of having her own recording studio set up in her basement. At age 12, Debbie won a songwriting competition sponsored by WOR Radio in New York. She also spent several years in children's chorus at the Metropolitan Opera. So, any of us Debbie Gibson fans already know a lot of this stuff, but maybe some of you people don't. And she just put a new album out just a little over a year ago, and it's actually wonderful. It's spectacular. And I guess what I was getting at earlier is I'm kind of a country and hard rock dude, typical, just male. But of course, usually if you're into that stuff, you kind of frown down upon like pop stuff and all that. But yeah, she just had me mesmerized. So and she's my age, so realistically, she was like somebody you had a crush on that you thought you could actually be with. Of course, I had a crush on Princess Leia and Stevie Nicks, you know, back in the day, I mean, they were just like blew your mind when you're little, but you know, they're 20 plus years older than you, so and realistically that was never going to happen. But this is the first girl you were like, oh my god, yeah. As far as celebrity go, that's the girl I should be with. So I even told her, so she was sweet. Thanks. All right, set that one over here. Okay, then I got two of these because, like I said, it was buy three get three free. This one's not great on the bottom here. It's kind of a pretty look for her, little cornrows, or kind of makes her hair a little wet, a little messy. I know one of these cards does have an error on it. So let's see if it's this. Yep, this is the error card. I know they do have a corrected version too, but no, this one's the error. Debbie Gibson asked her parents for a guitar at age 2, but had to settle for ukulele. At 4, she began playing the piano and won her first competition at 6. At 17, she became the youngest artist in history of pop music to write, perform, and produce the #1 single, Foolish Heart. It's actually Foolish Beat, 1987, so they do have a corrected card, and I think that is down here. But yeah, and it's, I love Foolish Beat. It's just a spectacular song. It's kind of tied for my favorite song from her with like 2 other songs, and they're actually all on the first album, Between the Lines and Shake Your Love and Foolish Beat. Yeah, it's amazing. You can go on YouTube now and see, recent performances, but you can actually listen to some of the demos that she made when she was like 12, 13, and 14 in her garage. Like early versions of Out of the Blue or Shake Your Love. They're just like spectacular. I mean, what 12, 13-year-old was doing this kind of stuff? I was thinking about the next Transformer I was going to buy, or how can I get 25 cents to go play some video game at the arcade? Yeah, just amazing. She's super talented, and just you can go hear some of her demos, and I can't think of the name of the song that it's like really cool. Anyways, I'll think of it. Let's see, next we'll do this one. They're playing piano in concert, it looks like. The Debbie Gibson story is nothing short of extraordinary. The singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, very first single, the self-penned Only in My Dreams, 1987, was released when she was a mere 16 years old. It rocked rapidly to the top of the dance charts and went on to become a top 5 pop hit. That was only the beginning. The important thing, too, about the Foolish Beat going #1, and also to point out that her song going #1 on the pop chart or the top 200, that's all music. Yeah, you might be able to be like 16 or 17 and, be top of the dance chart, or let's say the country chart or rock or something like that. And those are specific to just that genre. Pop is always the one that you got to be the top of everything. You're not just getting #1 in bluegrass because you're like number 600 on the regular charts and that's the highest bluegrass song. No, she did it the hardest way. So, and I'm not shading like Taylor Swift or anything, but Taylor's brilliant at what she's done, but she went the route going through country, which is a little easier because the fans are a little more specific, and worked her way up to being the top of the pop chart. This girl did it right off the bat on the pop charts. So, and this one's a really nice one. Got 2 of these. A little different coloring. This one's a little more reddish, but it's looking good. Albums: Out of the Blue, 87, triple platinum. Electric Youth, 89, #1, double platinum. So the album went #1. Anything's Possible, 1990. And so this is before her even third album came out. This card. Top songs: Only in My Dream, Shake Your Love, Out of the Blue, Foolish Beat, Staying Together, Electric Youth, Nolan Ryan, We Could Be Together, and Lost in Your Eyes, her other number one. So she's had 2 number one hits in her career, which, like I said, is really tough to do on the pop charts. Foolish Beat and Lost in Your Eyes. And, Settle the Score. You gotta go look up this song, Settle the Score, that she did when she was like 14, 13 or 14, and she just did all that by herself. And I mean, it's cutesy, you know what I mean? It's 80s, but just to see the talent before a record company, put her in a studio and actually, did, the more expensive equipment and everything. Oh, and what I was getting at earlier, being a cowboy kind of rough and tough hard rocker dude, isn't like you're not supposed to like this stuff. And yeah, but for me, it just didn't matter. I don't care what anyone thinks. I was just head over heels for her, and I like her music. It's fun. It just reminds you of those days when she's singing about, stuff that teenagers used to think about when they were in middle school and high school, and kind of that fairy tale world that you wanted to be in, and kind of that innocence before your heart gets broken or something like that. And yeah, it's nostalgic. It's kind of like baseball. It's like going to Wrigley Field and remembering being there with your grandpa or something, and yeah, so it's spectacular. And it's interesting to follow her career. She was a little more the innocent girl. She wasn't like all slutty and all that stuff, kind of like the late 90s pop princesses, that were just showing off everything and anything, like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and all those. And that stuff works, and they got some decent stuff too. But she was more the, I don't know, goody two shoes early on, just innocent and definitely more PG at the time. And then of course she tried to develop and become more mature, and of course people are gonna resist that, and then grunge and all that came into existence, so that kind of made her go away for a while. But she was always putting out, as far as go away from being popular, but she was always busy, always kept doing stuff, movies, Broadway, put out some other albums, actually has a lot of good stuff. And she's kind of making a comeback right now. Never married, no kids, been on Dancing with the Stars, skating with celebrities, stuff like that. You see her in those kind of things here and there. Masked Singer, just a sweetheart. I mean, can't say enough about her. Happy birthday, Debbie Gibson. Sorry, I went off on a little rant there, but that's my girl. Her and Stevie Nicks. Oh my God, is Stevie Nicks a siren or what? Like, when Gypsy came out, she launched like a billion crushes. And unfortunately, obviously people knew who she was in the 70s when, she was in her mid-20s. She was beautiful, more of a little hippie princess. But bam, by 1982, when she did Gypsy, she was already in her 30s, like 32. And, I don't know, what was I, like 10, 12, somewhere around there, and Gypsy comes out, and just a billion guys fell in love the second they saw Stevie Nicks. But she is just basically unobtainable, especially, it's like if I go to Phoenix when I'm 15 and we run into Stevie Nicks at the mall, which, like, we went there one time to visit some friends, and what is Stevie Nicks gonna be like? Oh my God, I'm like 37, I want to go out with this 15-year-old. Yeah, no, maybe more when I was like 30 and she was in her 50s or something, maybe at one of her concerts. But I digress. Debbie Gibson was actually the one that you felt that you could really possibly have been with. Is she still single? All right, so there's that. I went out for my tangents, but hey, if you like this kind of stuff, I like to talk about these things, and explain my thinking. So this first one came from Drake's Branch, Virginia. Focused on gaming. Alright. This one is from Chesapeake, Virginia. Alright, another card. Oh, it doesn't even have a cover. What do we have here? Alright. That's weird. Like, what? I guess you're just supposed to write a note. So, for watching. And leave a blank down in the something. Okay, let me grab these real quick to show you what I got here. There we go. Alright, so this card that I talked about before is the original 2006 rip card that Topps sent out to hobby shops and stuff to have the show what a rip card was. And they were all the same, Alex Rodriguez. And when the person would rip it to explain what a rip card was, it would come with the Mickey Mantle on the inside. So PP1 is the Alex Rodriguez, and the Mickey Mantle on the inside is PP2. I ordered this ripped one, but the card had never been taken out, so they left it like this. There's no tab, and I was going to take this card out to display this plus what's inside of it. But then my wife was like, no, you should keep that card in there. And I was like, okay. So I'd ordered another one of these, unripped. And then I have this one to kind of show the next progression of what you would do. And then she's like, just get the Mickey Mantle separate. And I was like, okay. That way I would have three to kind of show you what that is. And so there it is. That's the one I just got. There's the Mickey Mantle. As you can see, that's in here. And of course, I put my cell sheet off to the side. I would show you that. So it's like on the cover of the blaster, this card with Danica Patrick. And yeah, where did I put that? Anyways, that's all right. We'll get it when I get the other rip card in, which maybe it's here. And then on the cell sheet, it does show this thing in here, ripping it and having this card. So I kind of get to recreate what's on the rip card, on the cell sheet. So somebody pulled this out of one of these cards, and all these years later, 2006, what is it, 17, 18 years, I got it. And 2006 is my favorite Allen & Ginter set, just because it's the first and it's simple and beautiful. And there you go. So, Mickey Mantle, PP2, promotion something, I'm not too sure, but look at that, it's got the gray background. You know, most Allen & Ginters have the white background. Only very few will you ever see with the typical cardboard background, like the WWE Heritage, some of those cards. This is a 2006 National Convention card that I got last week of Nolan Ryan that was given out in 2006 at the card convention. And there was a set they gave out at Minis to advertise Allen & Ginter. And as you can see, this is a little earlier because I guess they hadn't settled in on this kind of background, and they still had that old school, which I do like. It's cool and it's different. So there you go. That's something a little different from Allen & Ginter's. And, you know, they have the typical backs, and now I have another one that has like just the cardboard back. So those are the little nuances that I'm talking about that I want to get from Allen & Ginter. And obviously, you know, this being the very first short print mini, I guess you would call it, like what you would get out of a rip card, like the Ted Williams that I have here that I ordered So there's a cardboard background for the Ric Flair WWE Heritage Allen and Ginter tin bonus card. So it's brown cardboard and this is gray cardboard, so I think I brought that up. And then there you got this, the Ted Williams. Now this is the short print that comes in a rip card. You know, that card's numbered from 351 to 400, so this is 398 Ted Williams. You know, super short print. Convention card. So these are two rip card inserts, but this is the original. So that's cool. But yeah. So not only do I have that, but now I got a couple that have just a regular plain cardboard back. Woo! Alright. Slide these over a bit. Next. eBay. This one is from Delaware. Alright, this looks like it might be my rainbow. Okay, just a receipt. Set that aside. Thank you from the person who shipped this, and thank you to anybody watching. I know what this is. This is a lot more going towards my rainbow that I discussed, I believe. So those dummy cards and stuff have other uses. Thank you. Okay, so what we got here, Andre Dawson 2022. I already have Andre Dawson 2022, but this one is a Allen and Ginter back. Sweet. So I ordered another Allen and Ginter back Andre Dawson because I had none. I had the black border before and just the regulars. And I got Allen and Ginter X, but for whatever reason I never had pulled an Allen and Ginter Andre Dawson back, and this person had some from this year, so I was like, yeah, why not? So I'm happy about that. You know, I'm a Cubs fan, so I'd rather see him in the Cubs, but Montreal's fine, you know. I'm kind of to the point now where, you know, he's been in about 10 other products. I wouldn't mind seeing them doing a Boston version at some point in time in a Marlins, just, you know, like, let's say this year, you know, do Boston 1 year, and 3 or 4 years down the road, do a Marlins version, have them covering all the teams that he's been on. Then I got this one, another one. So there's just the regular, oh, they were selling the 4-pack, their little rainbow. So it came as a pack of, you know, you'd get the base, Allen and Ginter back, the black border, it's out of 10. Every 10 packs you get a black border, so short print. And it's hard to pull, you know, to come across this, but I have come across black border Dawson's, but that's cool. And then the gold border. I know that gold borders used to be retail only. I'm not too sure if they are anymore, because it's still 1 in 10 packs, which I don't understand why they do 1 in 10 on the black and 1 in 10 on the gold. It should be like 1 in 20 or 1 in 15, especially if it's not retail only anymore. But there you go. So that's cool for me. So in 2022, I guess what I would need would be the known number, which would be basically the A and G back, missing the number, which would mean that the card's numbered to 50, just not anywhere on the card. They'll only have a 50 print run if it's no number. Then the Brooklyn back, which would be red, hand numbered to 25. And I think the regular pack metal card would have the same image. Those are numbered to 3. Usually, at least the one I got wasn't numbered, but there's only 3. And that would be the one based on the base card. The metal that comes in the rip card would be a variation, a different image. So that you wouldn't need that. Towards a rainbow, let's say. You'd need the regular size big card. If you could pull the glossy 101 would be nice. We're just talking about the base set. We're not talking about Chrome, where you can get all the different colors and X-Fractor and all that. But that would be cool too. Then there's the wood and the micro, if he was in the micro, so which I do think the micros are the first 150 cards, and maybe a full-size autograph would be based on this for like the first 150 cards, but it depends on what season, so I'm not too sure about 2022. I'd have to look it up. So there you go, base, Allen Ginter back, black, gold border. Nice. Thank you for finally getting my Mickey Mantle here. Slide that over a bit. Okay, this is where I put those. Alright, Debbie Gibson, you can go here. Next, I've got a total of 7 packages today. This one came from Dallas, PA. Malecki. eBay standard envelope. Alright, let's see what we got here. No, I'm not doing a break. I don't do breaks. I mean, I will put, show me breaking cards, but sweet. But I don't do breaks. Like, I don't buy into breaks and all that stuff. I don't get it. Why would I want somebody else opening my cards? I get it maybe on like the super high-end stuff where you can't afford to buy a big box and you just want to take that chance, but yeah, it's not for me. I prefer to open my own cards. And I also don't live out in the boondocks in Alaska where I need somebody else to buy the stuff for me because I don't have access. Alright, so, yep, nice. There we go. 2008 Allen Ginter Undertaker Chrome. Yeah, I've been wanting this card for a while. It's the base Chrome 2008 from Heritage. So WWE Superstars Undertaker Allen Ginter Superstars 6 of 10. So I wonder if they have Allen Ginter Legends in this set like they did the year before. The year before the first convention, or at least that I know about, non Allen Ginter regular set being when you went and bought Allen Ginter cards, you couldn't get this in those. This only came in like WWE Heritage. And of course, when you look online, like Baseball Cardpedia, about the 2008 Allen Ginter set, they don't even mention these because it's not considered part of the main set. It's not something you couldn't have pulled this out of Allen Ginter. You would have had to get the Heritage. But there are other Allen Ginter cards out there, as I've discussed. In 2007, Heritage had an insert set of mini cards, Allen Ginter minis, with WWE Superstars and WWE Legends. And I've showed before, you got the Undertaker, Jake the Snake, John Cena, Volkov, and Rey Mysterio. So I got 5 of the minis, and they're like really glossy, even the backs. So as an insert set in Heritage, and like I said, it's not anywhere on the regular set. So, it doesn't even say, oh, and if you also want some other Allen and Ginter cards, you can get them out of WWE Heritage. That's its own set. But anyways, 3 of those were superstars, so people like during their wrestling career, and then legends from the past, like Jake the Snake. And then 2008, they did basically the same thing, except they came out with the Chrome Allen and Ginter wrestling. And there's the Undertaker, just beautiful. Just, there you go. That's another Allen and Ginter card out there that a lot of people might not know about, that I added to check off my list. They also did, I think, for a few years they did Allen and Ginter's in the WWE Heritage. I believe they did it again like in 2012 or somewhere around there. Just do a Google search for Allen and Ginter wrestling cards, and you'll see the different ones that are out there. So I need to get some of those. They also did a insert set in the 2021 WWE Heritage, which is the last time Topps had WWE before it went to Panini. And there was a 30 card insert set, which is full size, just plain cards, not chrome or anything. And you buy a hobby box and you get the whole set plus like 2 or 4 extra, doubles of something. And so I needed this, and who better than the Undertaker, unless they had Randy Savage and Randy Orton. Love the Undertaker. Rest in peace, everybody. Rest in peace, Randy Orton. Rest in peace, Randy Norton. Gosh, it's awesome. Look at that. That's beautiful. I mean, top loader's kind of scuffed up, so it's going to look really good when we get it out of there. And it's cool because very few, if any, Allen and Ginter cards have the A&G back regular size. That's usually left for the minis as one of the parallels, but in the wrestling ones, you can get these. And they're all like this, I believe. So, oh yeah, and then around 2008, I think, or 2010, some NFL cards from Topps had a insert set of Allen and Ginter minis for NFL players. And so that's cool. I believe I ordered a couple of those just to check off my list. Not a football card collector. I'll buy a few packs here and there. So that's why I'm glad Allen and Ginter stuck with mostly what they do now. It's 95% baseball, and then 5% other stuff and weird stuff. They will do a football player and basketball player here and there, other athletes, but I'm glad that they didn't do NFL Allen and Ginter's, NBA Allen and Ginter's, lacrosse Allen and Ginter's sets. I think they should keep it the way they're doing it, and then have these rando cards out there here and there that I'm cool with. As long as it doesn't go away, and as long as they keep minis. Nobody really does minis anymore. Topps 206, Allen and Ginter, and I guess Topps Rip. I don't even think they're around anymore. But all the other brands like Panini and Upper Deck have stopped doing minis. You'll see the random one here and there, like as like an insert card, for like football or something like that. But like getting them in like Goodwin Champions and any of that stuff anymore. Just Diamond Kings used to have them. They stopped doing it, so I pretty much stopped buying that stuff because I like the tobacco minis, and that's why it makes me mad when people complain about Allen and Ginter and they hate the mini cards. Well, just go buy Gypsy Queen. If you don't want mini cards, go buy some other product. But why are you trying to run these out of town? Some of us love this stuff, and that's where baseball cards started. I mean, that's what they look like. That's what they were. I mean, I don't see people saying, "Oh yeah, I want to take these T206 cards and wad them up and throw them in the trash." No, they're like, "Oh, they're hard to store." Well, get some of the sleeves that put them in the top loaders. They got mini top loaders. Yeah, I'm mad that they don't make a box, a storage box that would hold just regular loose minis. Maybe it's $1 million idea, or maybe $1,000 idea. I don't know. Or a mini box that would hold these cards in the mini top loaders. I don't know why they don't do that. They come up with the sleeves that you could put them in, so why can't they come up with the box? Anyway, so yeah, it just bothers me when people hate on Allen Ginter because they don't like minis. It's like, well, just buy something else, because these are spectacular. I love that. Why does something have to go away just because you don't like a mini? When you could just go buy something else. I mean, Allen Ginter is where you're going to get the crazy stuff. Where are you going to get that? Bowman Chrome? Nope. You're going to pull dinosaur DNA, John F. Kennedy DNA out of a Bowman or Flagship? Not likely. Maybe if you get one of those like $4,000 briefcase things, you might get something like a Abraham Lincoln cut signature or something like that. But who can afford that? I mean, if you could afford that, you could probably just go buy a Abraham Lincoln autograph. Some signed letter or something. Discharging some guy from the Civil War or the Army or something. It'd probably be cheaper than buying into that high-end product. So Allen Ginter is where your regular collector is going to get this stuff. And yeah, I just don't get the hate. But yeah, I love Allen Ginter, so that's my tangent for right now. Alright, sorry, carrying on. Okay, what do we got here? This is from Todd in New Hampshire. Oh, nice. I should probably get to this a little later when I have the other one on hand. But this one came pretty early. I'm excited about this. I wish I had the other one right hand. Good, it's already top loaded, so I don't have to get one myself. Okay. Oh no, this isn't what I was thinking. Hello. The wife's up. She's dyeing her hair apparently. So just don't want to get on camera if you don't want to be on camera, but you can say
hi, y'all.
yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I got a text. I was like, oh, what is this? Parcel pending. So then I looked at, yeah. And then I checked the mail was already delivered. So I had 7 packages because it had all piled up, because of the holiday. All right. Sorry, people. Saying hi to my beauty queen.
Sorry.
All right, so this isn't what I was thinking it was. This is something a little different. All right, so this is number 2. So I got these cabinet box loaders. Wow, these are big. I don't know if these are 5x7s as well. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you grab me those cards on top of that Allen Ginter box up there?
Nice.
Yeah. And do you see that little cell sheet that I have? You know, the one that has Danica on the front. That's that pamphlet. Is it like right there? Like right here. It's that big thing. Oh,
Yes.
that's it up there. I think maybe on top of those books. Top of the Louis L'Amour books.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking that I got was a cell sheet. Thank you. Okay, but anyways, people, sorry for the interruption.
I have to edit that.
Nah, people like to hear us. We're back and forth. Okay, so this was I don't know if this is a box loader or what. Anyways, oh no, here we go. So, one of the oddball things from Alan Ginter that I didn't know about before was these online exclusives that you can go and order, which was a 5x7, numbered to 49. Andre Dawson. I've talked about this card before where I thought it was a fake because this didn't really show up as shiny, 26 of 49, but then I looked it up and it's legit. You can only order this giant size card off of online, so I picked one up off of eBay. These are 5 inches by 7 inches, so 5 inches by 7. And then your normal box loader wasn't even that big. So this is an autograph one I just picked up to check off an autograph off my list from the box loaders, and look at the difference there. So that's your big box loader card that you standardly get. And it's dwarfed by the 5x7. So I've seen these online, and these were the National Pride box loaders. And look at that, holy cow. That even makes the Andre Dawson look puny. Unbelievable. What is that, 5.5 by 8? Wow. Things keep getting bigger. I don't know where these came from out of. Maybe the hobby box or something was bigger that year. The dimensions, and this is yep, one packed in select hobby boxes. Wow. So whatever 2007, they must have had a pretty wide hobby box. And so National Pride, and this is Japan #1. Igawa, Matsuzaka, Ichiro, and Matsui. So this person was selling these as a set. I was going to buy the one that just had the Ichiro, because who doesn't love Ichiro? But then this other person was selling this as a pair for the same price as somebody was charging for just one. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to get that. Oh, the USA 2, that would be cool. Greg Maddox and John Smoltz, Verlander. That one, not so great. Let's see here. That would be all right. I'd like the South Korea one just because I like I said, I like collecting stuff from other countries, or pointing out, like this is being, I know it's American, but it's just cool pointing out players from their other country. This one would be good. Dominican, obviously. Wow. So anyways, an even larger box loader. There's Ichiro. So just showing you what their mini would have looked like that year. So this is cool. Wow, I can't even believe. Andre Dawson used to be my biggest Alan Ginter card, and now you've been surpassed. So I guess there you go, another check off the list. One that I didn't even realize. And then MP2, National Pride 2, Okajima, Iwamura, Johinjima, Gucci. Not as big name players on here. At least, obviously not as big as Ichiro or Shohei, but I bet you there's people in Japan that would just die for this card, because these were probably their superstars, obviously, if they made it over here. So, that's cool. Nice. I'm gonna go a little quicker just because I know you guys are probably just dragging on a bit. And then maybe I'll do another video where I spend a little more time looking at each thing or comparing it to some other stuff. Alright. This one is from Iowa City Daydream Comics. Alright, so let's see how you did. There's Scotch tape. I mean, it's in there pretty good, so can't complain. I mean, usually think there would be a little tape on the sides too, but I guess the envelope's holding that together. I did have some shipping issues with a couple of these people that I've been ordering from, because they would charge me twice for shipping on the orders and then put them in the same package and ship them, and they're charging me $5 for shipping when it should have been $1 or $2. Yeah, but I did reach out, and so far I've gotten rebates. So, all right, here we go. Here's another big one for me. It wasn't necessary to get off my checklist because I'd already checked one of these off my list. But, the Archive Signature Series, the Topps does the buyback. Where you buy a box and they've bought back some old Topps cards and had them signed. So one of the ones, I used to buy those here and there, and I was never, I pulled a Cunha autograph, which was great, but usually end up with David Cohn or Eric Davis, something like that. And those are great, but, I always wanted Allen Ginter, even though, it wasn't originally signed when the card came out. They bought it back, had it signed, re-stamped it, put it in these one touches, and sold it as that new product. So my first Allen Ginter buyback archive signature that I did get was Brad Lidge on a 2007 Allen Ginter card. So that kind of checked that off the list of getting an archives buyback signature. So that was just another little odd Allen Ginter that I could get. I mean, if you were into flagship or any of that, you can do the same thing there. Then I did pull a couple months ago an Andre Jones. I don't know, it was 2013 or something. Autograph buyback archives. So I already had a few to check off my Allen Ginter list of different Allen Ginter stuff that you can get. But being a Dawson fan, I was like, oh man, I want an Andre Dawson. So I just pulled the trigger and got this one because it was $100 cheaper than what others were asking for. The only other archive signature series Allen Ginter that I would like to check off my list would be to get one of the minis. They do have buyback minis that they put in these and have autographed and stamp and resell. That any of those would be fine with me. But I was like, yeah, I got to get a Dawson. And the 2017 design wasn't my favorite, but they're spectacular for getting autographed. I can't think of whose channel it is where he's just got a bunch of through the mail Allen Ginter signed cards that he's sent out and got signed. And when I would watch his videos, and they're spectacular videos, so cool stuff, dude. I guess someday I'll have to get me a through the mail Allen Ginter signature that wasn't done by Topps. If I ever come across one, maybe I'll pick one up. just, you know, that would be a little something oddball that I can add to my Alan Ginter thing that I got. Anyway, so I wanted to get an Andre Dawson, and this one was 29 out of 32. And anyways, the 2017s just present beautifully being autographed. I mean, and then Andre Dawson's just got one of the greatest autographs in the game. You know, just beautiful. He's not lazy like a lot of these guys are. And so that's a 2017 card that they bought back, had him sign to put out on the 2023 product. And they only did 32 of this version. And I like this one. I've never seen that before. It's the Archive Signature Series, but it says Hall of Fame. So, certified autograph 2023. So, I'd never seen the one that had the Hall of Fame stamp on it. So, that's cool. And so now I got another Dawson. So, my next Andre Dawson autograph. I don't know if that's like 6 or 7 now that I have of him. And boom. Check off my PC. And I guess I could say, well, I don't have a 2017 version of Archive, so who knows, maybe that'll become a whole thing for me. That's sweet. Alright, what do we got here? So I think this is the last one, people. Thank you for your patience. Alright, these people box this up in a box here. And part of their softener was some paper towels, so I guess I could use this to soak up my tears if anything's all messed up. Different. Okay, and this box is from just over an hour right now, people, so this last package. This came from another Robert from Watchung, New Jersey. All right, thanks, Robert, from Robert. And some one of these. So maybe he bought a mystery pack or something and used this to reship. Because this one shows somebody from, from Illinois. So yeah, they must have bought like some mystery pack and just reusing these. So good for him recycling. Not sure what this is, people. So, oh, here we go. Finally showed up. This one was a problem. So eBay, when I would do the tracking, said this was delivered. But then, you know, when you go back to track your package on eBay, if it says it's delivered, you can't see the tracking number or anything anymore. It just says delivered to address. But then when you look at like the details, it says, oh, it was in New Jersey and now it's in Connecticut or something like that. And then that's where it said it was delivered. And so for the next week, I'm like, okay, well, where's the card? But I can't look it up because I don't have the tracking number anymore. And so I was worried that this one would get lost in the mail because it said delivered, but the last update was like 2 hours before, and it was like in Connecticut, so there's no way it could be in California. Oh, wow, this one's not even out of the wrapper that it sent it in, so this is even better for me. So there we go. There's the original 2006 promo rip card, like this one here. That has this on the inside. So this is an unripped version. And now it's kind of a double check, because just a bonus check, I guess, in that even though it is open at the end, but this is how they must have came. So this is how the hobby shops must have got them, in this little cellophane wrapper. So even better, you know, it's still in its original wrapping, so that's cool. I have to decide how I want to display this because I'm sure the wrapper won't fit in a one-touch. But I guess we'll just pop it out since it's already out. Okay, seam. Just leave it like that. Nice. Smooth. Typical Nolan Ginter backing there. There's your tab. Not even lifted a bit. So let's see. Can we see the mini through there and make sure it's still in there? Yep. So if you were able to see this, you can see the mini is still in there. That's awesome. So there it is. Now I have my progression. Put this back in here really quick. How you would get the card. You would tear the card. And then you would pop the card out. And then you had this, the damaged version of the Rodriguez. The free mini. Free Mickey. Should we start calling Mickey the original Willie? Free Willie? So there you go. There's my little progression. Alright, I believe that is it. Alright, let me see here. About to wrap it up, people. So, the 4-pack of Andre Dawsons. 1. The 6 Debbie Gibsons. 2. The Mickey Mantle. 3. The unripped rip card. 4. The Andre Dawson. 5. The Japan Super Giant Boxloaders. National Pride 6. What am I forgetting? Oh. And the Undertaker Chrome 7. Alright, that's just a spectacular day to pull some major stuff off my personal checklist and my Nolan Ginter checklist. And hope you enjoy these videos. I know they go on and on a bit, but like I've said before, it's the kind of stuff that I want to watch on YouTube, is people giving a little more in depth, talking about individual cards and what they're doing a little more than just for 6 minutes. I know that some of these might be boring, and sometimes I'll watch a guy and be like, come on dude, get on with it, get to the next thing. I get it. So it's not for every day, but sometimes if you just want some stuff going on in the background, or you're excited about these things, you might like these videos. So thank you. Just a little over an hour. All right, take care. I'll show you some more stuff later.